stuffed inside his bedroom wall. This is U.S. Marine veteran Eric Banks. Moments after this body cam footage, officers would find his horrifying secret stuffed inside his bedroom wall.
Are you good?
Moments after this body cam footage, officers would find his horrifying secret stuffed inside his bedroom wall.
Are you good?
Eric, who is also an active officer for Baltimore PD, thinks he can use his experience to cover up his vile murder. What follows is amongst the most disturbing collections of criminal case files ever uploaded to YouTube.
Stop! I'm buckling. This is my life, Leo. I can't stop, Leo.
This person. Dad. And then he also told me that Daddy and Him and Tristan would go in the bathroom and cover their eyes.
Strangle? I don't know.
Go farther in the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid with over 500 miles of range,
On
no
July 7th
plug
in
needed.
Millersville, Maryland, two officers arrived at the home of Eric Banks Jr. after his wife reported that their 15-year-old son, Dason, was potentially missing. The report was relatively standard for them, but the reality awaiting them is more horrifying than they could have imagined.
Sorry, that boy.
Officers report hearing loud bangs from the upstairs of the home. However, nobody comes to answer the door. After multiple minutes of waiting, an out-of-breath Eric finally greets the officers.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good, boss. And yourself?
I'm doing good. What's going on today, man?
You're supposed to be serving who's typical.
Supposed to be serving on you or on?
Both of us.
Okay.
The judge just ordered us to stay away from each other.
Okay.
Stand up, buddy. Sit
You
up.
all have some sort of like court agreement on custody or something?
My oldest, I know he ran out the back door somewhere. I always stuck by the back door.
He ran out.
What's going on, boss? I know you get tired of seeing us. Where's DJ? She called him and he brought the back door.
It's not here.
No. You want to come in?
Just let you know you're being audited.
Oh, hey, I know. I see I got the body cam.
Yeah.
He was like, "You have a phone?" I took my phones back.
Okay.
Yeah, so all the phones are on my plan. Separating everything.
And you have no idea where you just let a 15-year-old walk out of your house with all his bags packed.
No, his bag's at the back door. I literally told him, wait for your mom to get here. The police supposed to come in and serve her a piece of paper. The judge told her to call you guys before she comes here. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I understand.
Eric and his wife Latrice had both individually filed a protective order against each other, making it illegal to speak to one another without a police escort. However, since Eric is not the biological father of Dason, Latrice had custodial rights to him, which is why he was packing his belongings as he and Latrice were preparing to leave the residence. Dason's disappearance on the very day he and his mom were supposed to move out makes the situation more unusual. So officers continue speaking with Eric, hoping to understand the family dynamic and gather any clues that might point to where Dason is. What Eric says next only raises their suspicions even further.
So, she's supposed to call you. Tell me you don't have no idea where DJ is. Talk to her, man. Anyway, that's all right. You can jump to 82. They show us how to do it. Believe you. But, I mean, I'm not gonna fight. Listen, man, it's a 15-year-old boy. I know someone probably would have been if he's walking out of the house. Probably would have been. You can work out this thing for her. See, this kid's messy, man. I tried this out. I said, see me, we'll get him out of the video. I was gonna say, before I become my fast, he's already gone out that door. So, I guess she coordinated. She's already hurry up. Yeah. So, she pretty much coordinated with him to come out here. Okay. All right.
Sitting beside Eric are his two sons, 5-year-old Evan Banks and 3-year-old Tristan Banks. Officers didn't know it at the time, but these two would play a pivotal role in uncovering the horrifying scene that just happened inside their home. But for now, Officer Sutton goes back to his patrol vehicle to run registration. He identifies the suspect as 34-year-old Eric Banks Jr., an officer for the Baltimore Police Department. He's been an active officer since 2018 and also carries 10 years of service in the United States Marine Corps. After speaking with neighbors of Eric, who provided minimal additional information, officers would confront Eric once again, this time sternly, to figure out what was going on. It's here that Eric would explain his alibi, one he had come up with just minutes ago.
About those smiling. That's neither here nor there. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He was made him sit at the table and cry to yesterday. He said, you don't want this separation. Like, you don't want to be separate before. He said he's tired of it. He's tired of feeling like he has to choose sides. He's 15. He knows weird. He don't want to be. He's like, I don't want to be accepted on that. And he said that to me is, there's nothing really to do. I'm not going to change him. I love you, care for you. We got a whole deep part of our conversation. Today, we went to court. The judge awarded him, and I called him. I said, I guess your mom told the judge you wanted to go with her, and you're going with her. He's like, what? Yeah, I don't. I'm like, well, start packing your bags. You're going with her as long as your mom is. Unfortunately, I guess you're not going back here. And that was just that. She called him. They had a conversation. I said, your mom said she don't ready to come pick you up. He said, yeah, but she's supposed to come here. I said, well, we're going to wait. Because before she come here, there's some type of occasion. There needs to be police here. They got to her, right? Whatever she's ready, we'll go on the streets. Next thing you know, I'm upstairs. I'm like, so you think he leave here? Because he didn't want to go with his mom either? He could be like hiding out at a friend's house. But I guess that's what I'm saying. Yeah, in my opinion, I think that probably is the best because if he told me somebody I trust you for a reason. I have food for you, okay? Yeah. So it sounds like you wanted to go be with mom. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. All right. Just put the legs aside for now. Okay. We'll try to figure this out. All right, brother. Yeah.
Officers would spend another 15 minutes canvassing the area in hopes of finding Dason, but would again come up clueless. So they decide to try calling Dason's mother, Patrice, but our buddy won't get a hold of her either. So investigators find a relevant moment. They decide to ask Eric if he voluntarily consented to a search inside the home, hoping Dason may be hiding inside. No one expected that this simple request would soon alter both their and Eric's lives forever.
I thought they treated my house. I'll deal with you. That's what you. Hey, but I know once I get $75, yeah, well, if I walk in, it's going to stay up. You got out. All right. So you don't want that here. This is the kitchen. DJ. This is my legs.
When Officer Adams reported the incident, he noticed that at this point in their home search, Eric's demeanor had changed. He advised Eric to relax and let them fairly search the home. They proceed to make their way to the third floor of the home, the floor which stores Eric's children's secret. Before we get to that, if you want to start eating better this year, HelloFresh makes it easy. Recipes that feel and taste delicious. I've used it on busy weeks when I still want real home cooked food, but don't want to waste money getting DoorDash every day. Let me shows up a portion of the recipes that gets simple and dinner actually gets done. They've got over 100 recipes every week, so you're not stuck cycling through the same boring healthy meals. You can even pick from over 35 high-protein options each week, including new Mediterranean and GLP-1 friendly options. And you can steak and seafood recipes plus 3 times more seafood on it. Inside the home in Eric's bedroom lies Dason's deceased body, already cold to the touch. Eric forgot to fully close the hole before meeting with the officers. The gruesome discovery will leave the two officers in shock. They try to keep their composure while transporting Eric to a patrol vehicle.
What's up? They came right now. All right, wait a minute. Hey, what's up? What's up, man? This is a good car right here.
While Eric is being detained, Officer Voss attempts life-saving measures on Dason, noting that his condition appears consistent with an unresponsive individual. He also notes that Dason was shirtless and that his jeans were heavily soaked with moisture from an unknown source. Outside the home, Eric is temporarily placed in a patrol vehicle. Within moments, the situation begins to spiral out of the officer's control.
I need to stay safe, okay? Alright, don't do anything. Stay in the car, stay in the car. Stay on the gas. Alright, get back in. Hey, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I didn't want to get my money, bro. Come on. There's no chance I'll get back in the car. Come on. Come on.
To make the all-new GTS, Titleist pushed everything.
Scene. Officer Sutton struggles to keep Eric restrained. Sutton attempts to secure Eric's handcuffs using a double lock, a mechanism that prevents cuffs from tightening or being manipulated. However, Eric uses his police experience to exploit this, and while his previous attempts at evasion had failed, he'd make one more, final, far more violent attempt to get away.
Hey, where's your gun? Hey, where's your gun? Stop! Get the car. Get the car. Oh, yeah. Put him out. Put him out. Put him out. Put him out. Where's your gun?
I would trade all of my other software just for that product.
Discover Code Counsel, Tax and Audit. fiduciary-grade AI for professionals who prioritize accuracy, accountability, and trust.
Sparkle Terra Square. More choices, more value.
Excited for bottomless apps for $9.99.
Why?
Finally have a reason to wear my bottomless chaps.
You've been squatting. You've been doing squats.
Yes, I have been. Thank you. Bottomless apps for $9.99.
Not only was that a parent figure, but a retired military and an officer.
My hands up. Just get on my wrist. And I'm paying for it. I take my hands over here. Hold on. Stay where you're at. Stay here. I'm not here, but I'm talking to you. I'm going to be nice. I didn't say anything bad. Listen, we're going around. I said, yours. All right. Well, we're done here. We're done here. We're taking off of me. All right. Let's try this one. Let's try this shit. You sign up for it. Can we done?
Eric attempts to unholster Officer Sutton's service weapon, eventually managing to loosen it and nearly knocking it to the ground. Fortunately, Eric's handcuffs prevented him from causing any further harm. As the chaotic scene finally settles, officers briefly discuss the breach events that just unfolded.
I think there's somebody to be here. I'm going to make sure if you know somebody in this condition. Come on, let me check it out. You said you get real weird. I'm like, well, you just stay back. I'm going to stay fine. You said you get real weird. I'm like, no, I can check the house. Stay back. But you want to wait off for you to be up here. With the attic thing. I'm done with screwing it. You can there, someone laying there. I'm trying to drug you out where you're now. And you're later. Like, immediately, as soon as someone was later, I'm worried about you. You didn't have here. And that's the one you just saw the CPR truck and I go see you. Okay. Are you good? You're good. You're not hurt. No. Sure, that's all just the divorce. Figure it out. Hold on. I can see that.
Ambulance attempted to perform CPR on Dason, but it was too late. Dason was declared deceased shortly after by EMS. What officers uncovered with Dason was only the beginning. As the investigation deepens, Eric's children would reveal further secrets, painting an even darker picture of the reality behind closed doors. For now, the decision is made to take Eric, his children, and his ex-wife Latrice to the police station. Everyone would eventually make it to the station, each separated into their own individual rooms, awaiting intense interrogation. Eric would be left alone to hopefully calm down and collect his thoughts. Meanwhile, detectives speak with both Latrice and her child Evan, hoping to collect more information that can be used when speaking with their main suspect. Let's start with Latrice, asking her what kind of person Dason was. This point, detectives are considering the possibility that he and Eric may have gotten into a fight that somehow escalated to tragedy. But what Latrice describes denies that theory completely, and makes Dason's case
Calling about fitting weak lashes? Maybelline Lash Support at your service. Maybelline Skytubes Mascara. Wrap lashes for amplified, caring length.
Argumentative person? Was he a quiet person?
So the son was more of a quiet person until he got to know you, but he was always mannered. He talked to a lot of adults, but he never was disrespectful or any of that. I had teachers from his elementary, the principal, middle school, they all showed up for my son. He was that type of child. And you know when teachers come,
Would you say he's a sweet boy?
he was very sweet and always willing to help. That was one of the things across the board. Always willing to help.
In the loft. And the crawl space in the loft. What was normally kept in there?
Nothing.
Safes?
Nothing.
Was that ever open?
No. It was always closed. Because I don't like it. Like, it freaked me out. There is a light switch in there.
Okay.
So there's a light switch on. Like, turn the light switch on. But I don't know anything.
Let's talk about that. You told me you said that you saw him, you didn't know that he was
It was before he was locked. Because I wanted to see.
right. And you saw new bruises?
Yes.
Where did you see new bruises?
On his nose. Like circular, dark mark on his upper nose. His lip busted also. Like, I wasn't there. And then his eyes were like, yeah, it looked to me like he was not right. And my son doesn't like.
Dason's autopsy report ruled his cause of death as asphyxiation, which, in combination with the bruises and marks on his face, implied he was likely strangled to death.
And he let it. So I'm here. I still have those feelings left. No, not having it. And he let it stay under this. And then I was so, you know, it's just
Latrice makes it clear she she believes Eric is responsible. She was released into the was seated just 3 rows down near his family as information could take the investigation a little further.
I'm not interpreting. There's no investigation program. I have another mission that has emerged from this that I did not see coming. And maybe we want to segue into what happened the evening of May 4th at 8:30, because I have 12 million plus followers on various social media platforms. I got a call from one of our IT guys, and he said there's something wrong here. There's a massive influx in DMs going on two specific platforms, X, formerly Twitter, and Instagram. Not a small increase, tens of thousands of % increase. I said, well, is it a mistake? Is there a technical glitch on these platforms? He said, unlikely, they're two different complete platforms. So he had a first look and he said, wow, there's a lot of similar IP addresses here. And so we did an initial scan, and we realized, wait a second, there's bots operating here. There are nefarious accounts out of the country dumping stuff that's completely false about Utah. So we didn't wait. The next morning we hired and started working with a very advanced data science team. And what we learned was, to me, shocking, just stunning. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I still can't, because I'm getting the data VID 4-hour cycle now. The content itself is coming from two batches, like the actual pixels, the images were from the Party for Socialism and Liberation and the People's Dispatch. I never heard of that before. You do a search on them, you'll find them under investigation by multiple branches of Congress. Most of within the IP addresses in Utah were coming from two IP addresses, Alliance for a Better Utah and one called Elevate. So we found out that Alliance for a Better Utah was actually a tax filer, and we went to the IRS Form 990s, which are public, and we started to drill down into what the filings were, and lo and behold, multiple filings through multiple entities all over the world, all going back to something called Arabella. Neville Singham under investigation, multiple branches of the government, shares offices with the CPP. So then I said, I want more. Can you tell me the exact amounts? And we got those the next day. We're talking about millions, hundreds of millions of dollars here. It's not just Utah. These guys are doing campaigns everywhere there's a proposed increase in power and or a data center. More digging, more. Salt Lake Party for Socialism and Liberation, Salt Lake Democratic Socialists of America. Then this one today. The Cuban Institute for Friendship with the People. What the hell are they doing marching around Box Elder County? I mean, what is this? And so I called my contacts at the White House. I raised the flag, and I said, what the hell's going on here? They put me in touch with various law enforcement agents. We had a meeting last week with my entire data set team and multiple law enforcement agencies. And we started sharing data. I gave them 90 pages of IP addresses, all from all over the place, all around the world, hitting these locations. You see where I'm going with this? I'm not okay with this. And I found it in Alberta, Canada, too. So it's, there's a war going on, I guess a PR war, or whatever you want to call it.
I mean, is what you're suggesting that these entities are sort of taking funds from the Chinese Communist Party and using those funds to sort of run a digital sort of blackmail campaign against your projects?
I'm not suggesting it. It's an irrefutable fact. This is IRS 990 filings with the exact dollars and dates from
exactly where it came from. No, I'm not infuting. I'm saying if that is exactly what's happening.
It's
Critically important. I mean, we have to have fair and safe and free elections, and we passed the Save America Act, or its previous iteration, the SAVE Act, 3 times in the House already, and we'll do it again. We're going to try to put it on the next one. We're going to try to put it on every corner of the state. Israel wants one thing. Bibi wants regime change, regime collapse. I don't think Trump is sitting here now saying he wants the same thing as Bibi does. I don't think they share a common agenda. Look what Mark Levin is doing. Mark Levin is calling out non-stop Trump negotiating with them. Same with Cruz, same with others. Which, by the way, again, that's their position on what they want. It doesn't seem to be Trump's position. The way they get him back in by creating chaos like this and making the deal to be difficult to be done. But by the way, Vinny, a part of it which I kind of side with them is the following. I'm okay, like, if this goes with moderates running Iran, but if they're gonna go and IRGC is still running the whole thing, there is no deal. You can't believe a single word that comes out of their mouth. Not one word that comes out of IRGC's mouth. Nothing. Yeah. You can't believe a single thing that they're saying. So, I agree. Yeah, I agree, but here's my thing. From the beginning of this, did they not realize these people were going to act exactly as these are the people that say death to America? You don't know how powerful. Sometimes you don't know what their capabilities are. By the way, they showed themselves that. They can stand up. Yeah. No. What do you mean no? Well, they showed themselves that they're willing to kill their people and kill all their neighbors. No, but here's my question though. The Navy's gone, the Air Force is gone. Here's my question. The Navy's gone. They keep bragging it's the bottom of the sea. Air Force, they're decimated. How are they still and the regime isn't just willing to hit their neighboring countries. That's what I'm saying. If I'm UAE, what were they using the word Saudi on? They were worried than Israel. Yeah, exactly. Houthis. You said their Navy's at the bottom of it. Really? And what were they using? They were using small fast boats. They still have them online. It took 5 lines as recently as a week and a half ago. That was a Thursday before Memorial Day, right? So they still had some capability out there because we sat there and go, hey, excuse me, you with the mine?
She turned around and laid out peaceful on me, saying I was following her. But when she got it, that's when pretty much they have to see it. I'm happy. My mom's talking about I was following her. This and I'm like, how? I'm here at work. How you see I was following? I was like, let me tell you, it's right. You're about to enter the TSA Express lane to see Ella, dude. Unless you want to just go and back off here. I'm being ridiculous, but I'm not being incorrect. What's going on? And now Israel's coming back. It's like Israel's not playing football. And it's a simple question. Is there any deal that the IRGC and Ayatollah would honor?
You've been honest with them the entire time and seemed rather friendly. It's only until they began discussing the daily incident that investigators realized Eric's perceived honesty had all been a calculated act.
Just try to get him right, he said, I'm saying that what's going on? How do you feel about this? Where do you go with this? And he's like, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I was like, I don't know if I got two sides. That's when he got to me. It's like, they call him Simon, and this man is keep to the things that you do. I don't want to be a part of this. You let him tie it. Just said he's supposed to have nothing else. He's like, okay, you ain't, you don't worry. I don't know. And it's like, I just like, like, today's when you're going to do it. It's a way out to get through. So I get a lot of people through that. It's just like nothing. I felt like everything was just going to say. And I feel like that, man. Like, honestly, everyone's going to say, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. It is what it is.
So when you got home yesterday, was there anyone in the house?
Yes, it was, the son was in the house.
Okay.
Evan was in the house, and Tristan's in the house.
So you go in there and you're doing all this stuff, right?
I go in there, and I go in there, I see him upstairs, like, he got his bags packed. I had to go take his stuff downstairs when your mom's come. And she called him. It's like, mom's calling him, so I say to her, I say, tell her, just talk to him, like, she called me, whatever. And he answers the phone, and they have a conversation. And that's when I'm like, okay, what she said? She said she's gonna be married. So, okay, I said, so Blue should come, when he come, everything goes good.
This is the moment where Eric's act begins. Notice how he begins looking blankly into the ceiling as he recounts critical moments. For the last hour, Eric hardly looked at the ceiling once.
I go upstairs, I'm in the kitchen, I just want to go over food with it. Here, I didn't go with it, because they're really first, I'm leaving food on the counter. But I like to usually know, the bag of the purple pills that I have right there. So I came upstairs, he asked me something, he said, this is what he said. He came upstairs, he asked me something, and I can't remember the exact word, he was like, actually, I think it was maybe something like that. I said, son, this week, because he's like, I don't know, he told me, I said, look, this week, I'm not going to talk about shit, like, I'm just going to keep my phone, I'm back. I said, mom is here, and who's going to that, what you got there? This is what it is. He's upstairs, Tristan, he said, man, just go to the street. And I'm like, Daddy, what's wrong? DJ. I'm like, huh? So I'm upstairs, DJ's in the bathroom, he's in the tub. That's when I see him. I was like, what the fuck? That's why I pulled him out the tub. As I pulled him out the tub, I laid him flat on his back on the floor. And was it at that time?
Zyrtec presents Zyrtalk with scientist Andy. Hey there! Spring allergies are ramping up, so here are some tips for how to prepare for them.
Eric makes his story clear. He had plans to end his life, but coincidentally, Jason had the same plan and did it first. It's an extremely complex alibi and only becomes more unlikely after Eric explains why Jason's body ended up hidden inside his bedroom.
So I went upstairs, go to the front door, the boss was in. Okay. And I panicked, I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say. So he asked me, he was like, hey, what's going on? So I talked to him, what's going on? He was it. What did he say? He said, so what's the situation? I told him about the situation. I was like, my wife, she pulled me in the door to come, the door's supposed to be serving with these protective order. And when I was like, he's like, yeah, it's pretty cool, and he's like, oh, she did it. At the time, he was cool. He was upstairs in the school. And he said, well, she did it. I'm like, okay, yeah. Just, it already started already moving. And I was like, and then, I got out of that door, I saw, it's no fight, and he wanted to see how I felt. And then I asked me, and that one, and then after that, he's like, you're on this way, okay. And the other officer showed up. And he showed up, he's asking me, like, so, son, should I say anything to him? I should say yes. You know, I knew my perfect world. I knew my state of mind. My state of mind was chill Eric.
Okay. And now let me ask you this, is that why, because I did watch some of the footage, when they went to loosen your handcuffs, you kind of got a little silly on, do you remember that?
Yeah.
What was your, you went to the officers, what was up with that?
Well, before we get to that, when I first went back in the house, the officer told me, the tall officer told me, he said, go get the son's phone. I ran upstairs, his phone's in the bathroom on the counter. Okay. So I went upstairs, and I get the phone, because before I did that, I asked him, I said, can I go upstairs? Can I go use the bathroom? So I initially went to shut the door. He said, no, just wait. And then the other officer, he was like, well, go up, I need you to go grab the son's phone. I ran up, grab it. And upstairs, and I shut the bathroom. Which bathroom was it? Was it the one master or the small? No, the small with the hallway. And I'm still shaking the hallway. And then when I come back downstairs, I go around with it. I go out the door, I give him the phone, I'm still shaking my hand, like, and everything's in my head, like, Ernest, just say what you saw. But then, in my other part, it's like, my son just did this.
Right.
Objectively, Eric's story hits all the points. He has an excuse for almost every suspicious detail, even finding a way to explain why blood was found all over his house. The issue is that these details are simply too coincidental to ever sound believable. And even Eric knows this.
I don't know why, I just was like, I gotta move. I did pick them up, took the fireman car, took them out of the bathroom, into the master bedroom upstairs. And I was like, because I know you're not going to come in the house and search. I was like, I'm going to be cool with fire that. I was going to search it. And I tucked them in, the area, and I left the thing open.
So when you say the area, you're talking like a little crawl space, so yeah. Alright.
But getting back to when he came in, they searched the house, they went upstairs, and he seen the thing open from the officer, and he asked, I panicked, and I was like, yeah, this is why I keep my safe along my level. But the son was in there.
The son was in there, okay.
And they put the handcuffs on me. I went back downstairs. When he went downstairs, I was like, life looks different. It's no matter what I say from this point, it looks like I'm alive. It looks like I'm alive. He's already lied twice. You asked me to saw the house, I said no. You asked me did I know where he went? I said, no, I think he ran out the back door or something. And so it always look bad because I'm already told you a lie. Even though in my head it's like, you probably should have said the truth. You probably only should have left him where he was at.
Call police or phone or whatever.
Yeah, call police.
That's what before. But
when I was already in, I was already in the mindset that Eric's gonna die today.
Okay.
The detectives decide to take a break and discuss what their next plans would be. At this point, they both know Eric is lying to their faces, so the goal for the rest of the interrogation will be to get Eric to admit to his lies and ultimately confess to the murder. To do this, they decide on Detective Adrian conducting the rest of the interrogation alone. Since one-on-one confrontation is generally considered to be more effective, Adrian would return with a clearly different demeanor from earlier. He's stern and wastes no time in asserting that his nice cop act is over.
Are you good? You need anything before we get started again? Yeah. Are you sure? Alright. So Detective Beecher had to step aside just for a second. But what I wanted to do, like I told you, I wanted to come back and go back over some things with you. I actually want to go back and in detail just go through some of these steps.
Eric would recount his story exactly the same as before, claiming he simply found Jason dead and had nothing to do with it. And it seemed as though Detective Adrian had nothing concrete to combat Eric's lies. That was until he brought out Jason's autopsy report.
I'm gonna tell you this. I know that you spent 10 years in the military, and you were in the Marines, weren't you? Yes. What's their whole thing in the Marines? Like, well, what do they always teach? Honor, integrity.
Honor, correction.
Yeah. And to be honest, I don't see that from you right now based on what you're telling me. Okay. I think you tell me something different. Okay. But I know you're a Marine. Okay. I know a lot of people that's Marines, man. And that's one thing that they, like, integrity, honor, no, you don't mess with that if you're a Marine. Yes. I know you want to tell them the truth, and
Superior. Report.
At Community Health Options, the company we keep is your company. That's why the coverage you offer to your team isn't just insurance, it's care they can count on. Community Health Options, made for members, powered by Mainers.
Senator Susan Collins delivers from Maine, bringing $190 million for rural hospitals and health centers. And Senator Collins co-sponsored the Halt Fentanyl Act, cracking down on drug traffickers, keeping Mainers safe. Susan Collins also voted for national voter ID, protecting our elections from fraud. Senator Susan Collins, delivering on rural health care, delivering tougher penalties on drug traffickers, delivering on securing our elections, delivering results for Maine.
And you sitting here like giving me a story. You give me what I want to hear. Just to sound good, but it's not it. That's not it. Trust me, I'm not trying to sound good to you. I'm gonna tell you the other thing. And I'm gonna be straight up with you. You keep talking about the autopsy. The autopsy said he was strangled. Hell no. The autopsy said he was strangled. Hell no. Hell to the no, no, no. Hell to the no, DJ was no strangled. Hell to the no. I'm gonna just let it sink in and let you decide what you're gonna explain that to. Because, no, DJ wasn't strangled. When what happened, tell me what happened. There's no, DJ was not strangled. DJ, like I told you, DJ went downstairs, he came upstairs, and DJ he was in that tub. Like I said, when I came in that room, he was in the tub. When I grabbed him out, I grabbed him like this, and I put him in the fire curry. When he left, I could drag him out to my room. If that's the case, I would have left him in there, and I would say, oh, had them come in there to be like, but DJ wasn't no strangle. There was no way, DJ wasn't no strangle. That's your boy. You had pride in him. Yeah, but you had pride in him. You were trying to help him out with his grades. You were giving him snake glasses, and then this happened. But you saying DJ was strangled? No. We didn't tell you what happened. This didn't happen. I'm gonna say that right now. This didn't happen. You saying it was a episode? No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I believe that part. But I believe something else happened.
Note Eric's lack of emotion when hearing this information. No tears are shed, but rather an array of defensive rage. This, alongside the other countless red flags Eric is portraying, is a telltale sign for detectives that the suspect is lying.
You need to tell me the whole story. So he said, DJ, when I came in there, DJ was literally in that tub. There was no way I'm gonna sit there and strangle DJ.
If I were him, I'd bundle an auto and pick up the real savings.
Are you talking about bundle?
No,
nothing.
bundle.
No aim, nothing.
Bundle and save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
DJ's not no strangle. So then what happened? Tell me your story. You start from scratch. Tell me your story. DJ was not no strangle. And tell me what happened. You're not telling the truth. Tell me what happened. Bro, I'm right here sitting right now. I'm giving you a chance right now. You asked me to tell you that I strangled myself. No, I didn't.
Eric understands the legal system well enough to avoid offering a direct confession when confronted. From investigator's perspective, he knows that admitting involvement is the worst thing he can possibly do. Well, besides not asking for an attorney. But regardless, it's going to take more than just a heated confrontation to make Eric crack. So Detective Adrian resorts to a completely different approach. Empathy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, the way, this is gonna be something you're gonna have to live with for the rest of your life. This is something you're gonna have to think about every night before you close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, you're gonna think about what you did. That's what you're thinking about. That's what you're thinking about what you did to him. And it's gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Or what you can do is you can talk to me. You can tell me what really happened, and that will be off your chest. See, I'm telling you right now, you're telling me to say I strangled my son. I did not strangle my son. That's what you asked me. I didn't say you're trying to lie with me and, and show the passion. There's no me in strangling DJ at all.
Okay, so let's take strangle out.
There's no me strangling DJ.
You taking strangle out and please now.
Okay.
What happened?
I told you what happened.
You taking strangle out? What happened?
He was upstairs in that tub. DJ was literally in that tub.
You didn't put him there.
I did not put him in. No. DJ was physically in that tub already. When I came to that bathroom, DJ was in there.
Did you assist him at all?
No, I didn't assist him at all. Nothing. I assisted him get in that bathroom. I said, more than that bathroom. He was upstairs already. Like I said, when he went downstairs, he was downstairs for a good period of time. He was upstairs, and it was late. I was down. Tristan was down. Tristan was trying to go to the same issue. I told him, and Tristan said out of his mouth, Daddy, what's wrong with DJ? Tristan literally said it out of his mouth. And I went up there and checked on him. I didn't see, I don't know if you call seeing him, don't call him a belt, or anything that could get around his neck. I didn't know him.
So here's the thing, and I hate to frustrate you, I hate to also have a job to do, and I also have to get down to the bottom of this. And when I walk through the door, and when I hear everything that happened, things don't add up. Things don't make sense. Okay. They don't make sense at all. If you would have done things different, if you would have been like, yes, my son, I just found my son in the tub, I helped him out, and told the officer, you know this. If you would have done it that way, it would have been different. But the fact that you did it, now you're sitting here trying to explain yourself. I'm sitting here because the whole situation, I'm sitting here because I lied and said he wasn't in the house. I'm sitting here because I didn't tell the officer, like you said, it's straightforward what was going on. That's too much right there. How, like you said earlier, how was I supposed to believe that? Yeah, I'm so you telling me how I'm supposed to strangle him? How did I not assist him in getting in the tub and I don't know, possibly drowning him? I don't know. But here's the thing. All I know is that you keep lying.
No, bro.
You lied initially twice. How do I know you're not lying right now?
Because like I told you straightforward. You tell me straightforward. That's what I told you, bro. Because that's what I said in the beginning. I said straightforward. There's nothing I can say. I said I already know y'all done y'all homework. Lay it all on the table. I said there's nothing I can say just because I already lied twice. I said you know I went by that. I messed it up because now I see my son is dead. Okay.
All right, you I'm gonna leave you alone for a little bit to think about things. But do you want anything else to drink or anything?
You will order the ship.
Okay. Give me just a second. All right. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
Alright.
As the detective leaves, Eric scans the room thoroughly and finally notices the camera hidden inside room 2B. Moments after making eye contact with the camera, he lets out one last desperate act. Unfortunately, it'd be too late to act his way out of the murder. Eric's testimony was flimsy at best, and Detective Adrian decided he'd gotten enough to wrap the nearly 5-hour interview up. Shortly thereafter, Eric was booked into the Anne Arundel County Detention Center under charges of first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and child abuse, resulting in death. At trial, Eric repeatedly accepted a plea deal to second-degree murder as well as attempting to disarm a police officer. On October 4th, 2022, he was sentenced to 42 years in prison. If Eric serves his full sentence, he'll be released in 2064.
Joe Baldacci, the hand-picked yes man of Dark Money DC. He's bankrolled by DC and beholden to them, not us. The truth? Joe Baldacci is the only Democrat running for Congress who stands with Trump and opposed implementing Medicare for all Mainers now. Good for the establishment, bad for Mainers. Reject dark money and corporate Democrats. Vote no on DC's hand-picked yes man, Joe Baldacci. Real Change PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm truly sorry for what I have done. I'm very sorry as one you know. If you allow me a second chance to keep serving.
This is 23-year-old Adam Berg, realizing the police know his terrifying secret and have all the evidence to prove it.
That's the last time we saw it. It was my baby. Keep that.
And while Adam appears devastated, it's nothing more than an act, a way to distance himself from a horrifying crime that ultimately ended 3 lives.
She's not bad. I think it's a woman.
Tell me it's not Kim.
Yes, it is. And that's why I need to talk to her.
Died?
She was murdered. You keep getting details, and I'm trying my best.
It's around 6:30 a.m. on an early Thursday morning in San Antonio when a patrol officer driving his usual route makes a horrifying discovery. A young woman lying motionless in the middle of the road. He steps out of his vehicle and immediately calls for backup, and within minutes, additional units begin arriving at the scene.
Shot fire came out about 2:30 last night. It was over off a power and what's it called? We got shell casings. Insane. Don't step on nothing but.
Should we go on your phone?
She's not bad. I think it's a department. So she's moving out.
This house?
I don't know.
The victim is identified as 22-year-old Jade Alvarez. She's been shot multiple times in the body and once in the head. There's no sign of a suspect or a weapon, but officers find a suitcase filled with clothes nearby. They head to the house where Jade was found in front of, hoping to find someone who might have seen or heard what happened, or even the killer himself.
Escuché un ruido, pero... ¿Con qué horas? ¿Cómo ves?
This didn't make sense. If Jade was killed around 1:30 a.m., it means she lay in the middle of the road for over 5 hours unnoticed before police found her. The woman can't offer much else, but she does recognize Jade, saying she'd seen her before, often walking through the neighborhood with her 3-year-old son. Jade was a young mother. She adored her son and was preparing to start college, determined to build a better future for them both, but tragically, she never got the chance. For the moment, officers continue their investigation, and it doesn't take long for them to come up with a theory as to why no one reported a woman lying in the middle of the road.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was all on. Yeah, that's what she reading, unless he just didn't like it. That's why she went to the swim, so that's anything before, yeah. Nothing to go on. It was raining, it was the perfect time to do it, yeah.
Police conclude that the heavy rain that night kept people indoors, which is why no one noticed Jade. But as the sun begins to rise and the investigation unfolds, detectives finally piece together a scenario of what likely happened that night and make a chilling discovery. Jade was pregnant.
Telling John probably, she's getting out of the car and bam, hits her, she gets out, she's hunched over. He gets out, grabs it, hips, throws it, goes behind her, boom, 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 dug it out. She was telling you what she knew, she said she told me, she's trying to right there. It's okay.
Along with being the mother of a 3-year-old at the time of her death, Jade appears to have been in the late stages of pregnancy. Officers now realize whoever did this must be someone truly twisted. They took the life of a mother and her unborn child. Near Jade's body, they find a phone. It's sent to forensics to be unlocked in hopes of finding recent messages or anything that might point to her killer. But what they would later discover is that the phone doesn't belong to Jade at all. It belongs to the last person they'd expect, the killer himself. For now, detectives turn their attention to learning more about Jade. That's when they find body cam footage from 2 weeks earlier taken during a welfare check. At the time, Jade had just been kicked out of her parents' house. Concerned about her mental state, her grandmother requested a welfare check at the home of a friend where she was staying. That body cam footage would inevitably lead detectives to the main suspect in Jade's murder.
Hey, I'm sorry, my name is Roger. So obviously the officer explained, I think it was grandma maybe they called. She was just concerned about maybe some things that you had said. And so we just want to swing by and see if there's any way that we can help you out. Those sorts of good things.
No, I don't think they were telling me to make up a wrestling and they were saying anything about it. I mean, I think the only marks I have right here is from my dad who told me to employ. And he's an instruction, but if you can see my hands, I got me arrested and all, so I'm not going to stress.
When did that happen?
Oh, it was on Friday when I got arrested.
Oh my gosh, you got arrested? I'm so sorry, I didn't know that.
The person who housed Jade after she was kicked out was Julia Castillo, a close friend of hers. The investigators know they have to speak with her. She might know who wanted Jade dead and why. But before they can do that, they finish processing the crime scene. They collect the evidence, Jade's body, her belongings, and bullet casings, all of which are sent to forensics. The next day, they return to the crime scene to speak with more residents of the neighborhood. That's when they come across someone who was staying in a nearby house the night of the murder. What he claims to have witnessed gives detectives their first solid lead in the case.
Yeah, appreciate it, Chad. Nice to meet you. The murder happened, we found her right there on 1,000 block of Capitol on Thursday, 6. Did you see anyone drive up to, there's some houses over there? Yeah, there was an SUV that pulled up in front of the house. What kind of SUV? I don't know if it was like a Durango or like a Jeep. There was like an SUV, one of those two. Okay, and then what'd you see? So then I saw like a woman get off, and she had like a suitcase or something. Okay. And I was like, oh, I didn't see nothing of that. That's just getting jumped out there. Did you see that car? Did they drive off? Yeah, they drove off. Okay. They were there for like 10 minutes, and then they drove off. Okay. No, that's it. I appreciate you talking with me. I'll turn this back to a statement.
The driver of that SUV could be the last person to see Jade alive, or even the killer himself. Fortunately, someone detectives already planned to speak to turns out to be the owner of a black SUV matching the witness's description, Julia Castillo, the friend whose house Jade had been staying at just weeks earlier. This means Julia was likely the last person to see Jade alive, and may know who Jade met up with after she dropped her off. Detectives reach out to Julia, hoping she can point them to a suspect, but the conversation doesn't go as expected.
That's why it's so urgent that I need to speak with you.
I cannot right now. You're really throwing me off. What is this about?
It's what I just said. It's a murder investigation, and I need to speak with you about it.
If you need to talk to me, you can contact my attorney.
Excuse me? Well, Julie, I need to talk to you.
Okay, my attorney's Roman is... I talked to him, and he said if you want to talk to me, you can talk to him.
You've already talked to your attorney?
I mean, he told me to not talk to anybody ever. He told me that I'm not talking to him. I think about anything.
Okay, I'll try again another time, okay?
Thank you.
Julia immediately sounds panicked and tells detectives she won't speak without an attorney. And although she hadn't been a suspect before, she has now inadvertently made herself one. But detectives can't afford to waste time. The longer they wait, the further Jade's killer gets from them. So they reach out to Julia's mother, Alice Castillo, hoping she can convince her daughter to cooperate. Alice had let Jade stay at her house, but she kicked her out after Jade brought a man over. And unbeknownst to the police, Alice would give the detectives their first real lead, a man who can be responsible for Jade's murder.
What can I help you?
Sorry to scare you. I tried to talk to...
What can I help you? It's stressing me out.
Okay, well, I called your daughter. I'm trying to talk to her.
Okay. She told you to talk to her attorney, right?
Okay, can I talk to you?
What do you need?
Okay, I'm investigating a homicide involving a person at stake here.
Tell me it's not Jade.
Yes, it is, and that's why I need to talk to her.
Died?
She was murdered. Is it making sense right now? I'm Detective Tudor, and I am sorry to talk to you this way, but I need to figure out...
Does grandma know? Everybody know?
Yes.
Why isn't it on TV or nothing? What's happening?
No one knows about it. It didn't make the news. It was pouring out rain.
My Lord from heaven, why did I have to be scared to leave? She stayed here for about a month. She brought a man over and I told her, you cannot bring no man over here. Some guy, I don't know who he was, but when I walked into
Like they were like dating or like this.
when I walked into the room, they were sitting down on the sofa and they weren't doing anything. But still, that's not acceptable. She knows she cannot bring nobody to my house. She brought the man in here and I said, that's it, Jane, you gotta go. She called me and asked me if she could come back and then she was sorry. I said, I have a child in the house. And so that was it. When she left two weeks ago, she left with that guy.
This guy was, you believe him to be
She knew that guy.
She knew him, but you took it as like, this guy's homeless?
He looked horrific. They both looked horrific that day when they opened the door.
Was she using? Like, what was she doing?
I think she was like doing like
Yeah, I know friends are usually know more about, and that's why I was like, I want to talk to you, but I want to talk to you in person because I don't like telling people on the phone.
Oh yeah,
our friend is
you know, it could be my fault. She's dead. I didn't let her come back.
She was staying there. That was something. So we just got to have 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, she was with this guy. 2 weeks ago, so she left 2 weeks ago. She kicked her out. I didn't find out when she last talked to her because she called her back saying, can I come back? Was he white like his name?
He's Hispanic.
Hispanic? Tall again?
Tall like you.
Taller?
Tall like right behind.
Okay. How old do you think this guy is?
He's like 22, 21, around 23.
Man, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Detectives need to know the identity of the man that left with Jade that day. Luckily for them, by now, forensics have tracked the phone found at the scene. But what they discover is that the phone doesn't belong to Jade at all. It belongs to the killer who, in the rush to escape the scene, made a critical mistake and left it behind. Adam Bird, a 23-year-old man with a lengthy criminal history. His background stretches back to at least 2018, with charges including evading arrest, drug possession, assault, discharging a firearm in a populated area, and making terroristic threats. Detectives finally have a name and a face, so after leaving Alice's house, they return to the crime scene. And through neighbors in the area, they learn that Adam had been seen multiple times at a nearby home. They move quickly to check the location, but unfortunately, Adam isn't there. Instead, they find someone else living there. And what he reveals about the weapon becomes the missing piece to the puzzle, and the reason detectives are finally able to bring Adam into the interrogation room.
Have you ever seen this guy over here? Yeah, his name's Adam. Okay, yeah. How long have you known him?
About maybe like a year or so, year and a half. Because I'd be working out there and at night and he didn't walk. And then we just started talking with him. Yeah, he was actually here at the house. We were out there, I was making a bike for him. And then, but then he took off because he was on he met his girlfriend.
Do you remember seeing, like, where did they go? Like,
they were actually, the car stopped right there.
What kind of, so she got dropped off?
Yeah,
do you know the girl?
She's been here a few times now.
Remember her name?
Jade, okay, something like that.
Okay, yeah. Did you ever see them arguing or anything? Or?
I mean, Adam's got a pretty, like, aggressive behavior. Like, when he gets mad, like, here with me, he's never really done anything. Like,
yeah. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever seen him with a gun? Has he ever shown you a gun?
Yeah, he always has guns. I don't know how he
did he show you a gun that night?
I believe he had I think it was like a 9 with a green laser.
Had a green laser? Do you remember how he was carrying it?
Yeah, it was a 9 with a green laser.
I know. How awful. Just out here making a coffee. Alexa, volume 3. Than I could ask for. Some kind of wonderful. 1026. I want to read this too. I love this thing. Alright, we'll read that one. Alexa, Volume 1, page 1026, Chapter 3, The Canticle. Prayer of Habakkuk the Prophet to a plaintive tune. Hunter who? Is BB a hunter? It's a good question. O Lord, I have heard your renown and feared, O Lord, your work. In the course of the years, revive it. In the course of the years, make it known. In your wrath, remember compassion. God comes from Teman, T-E-M-A-N, Teman. God comes from Teman, the Holy One, from Mount Faran. Covered are the heavens with his glory, and with his praise the earth is filled. His splendor spreads like the light, rays shine forth from beside him, where his power is concealed. Before him goes pestilence, and the plague follows in his steps. He pauses to survey the earth. His look makes the nations tremble. The eternal mountains are shattered. The age-old hills bow low along his ancient ways. In the tents of Cushan collapse. Trembling are the pavilions of the land of Median. Is your anger against the streams, O Lord? Is your wrath against the streams, your rage against the sea, that drive you the steeds of your victorious chariot? That you drive the steeds of your victorious chariot. Bared and ready is your bow, filled with arrows is your quiver. Into streams you split the earth. At sight of you the mountains tremble. A torrent of rain descends the ocean, it gives its roar. The sun forgets to rise. The moon remains in its shelter, and the light of your flying arrows at the gleam of your flashing sphere. In wrath you breathe the earth, in fury you trample the nations. You come forth to save your people, to save your anointed one. You crush the heads of the wicked, you lay bare their bases at the neck. You pierce with your shafts the heads of their princes. Whose boast would be of devouring the wretched in their lair. You tread the sea with your steeds amid the churning of the deep waters. I hear and my body trembles at the sound. My lips quiver. Decay invades my bones. My legs tremble beneath me. I await the day of distress that will come upon the people who attack us. For though the fig tree blossom, not nor fruit be on the vines, though the yield of the olive fall, and the terraces produce no nourishment, though the flocks disappear from the fold, and there be no herd in the stalls, yet will I rejoice in the Lord and exult in my saving God. God, my Lord, is my strength. He makes my sweet fists swift as those of hinds, and enables me to go upon the heights. For the leader with stringed instruments. What God? What devil? What? What brings you down? What raises you up? What gives you strength? Glory be to God. It is dark in here. I like it like that. You want to do one more? Merry Christmas, everybody. A random one. You're gonna think I did it on purpose, but you just saw that was totally random. Page 972, chapter 5, the writing on the wall. It's funny. I still need this. That's funny you got that. You were literally just talking about the writing on the wall. Page 972. The writing on the wall. King Belshazzar gave a great banquet for 1,000 of his lords, with whom he drank. Under the influence of the wine, he ordered the gold and silver vessels which Nebuchadnezzar, his father, had taken from the temple in Jerusalem, to be brought in, so that the king, his lords, his wives, and his entertainers might drink from them. When the gold and silver vessels taken from the house of God in Jerusalem had been brought in, and while the king, his lords, his wives, and his entertainers were drinking wine from them, they praised their gods of gold and silver, bronze and iron, wood and stone. Alexa, Volume 5. Alexa, Volume 1. We're going to read the Garfield comics. He's sitting at his laptop, listening to some music. Oh, Garfield, dear diary, tick, tick, tick. Would you like to go for a ride? Where do I start? Tick, tick. Well, get some pizza. Today is not a good day. The tick-tick noise is him typing. Oh, and then some ice cream. I'm going to get some pizza and ice cream. I'm talking one of the worst. Because he said it wasn't a good day. And the thing is just like, and we'll get some ice cream. He's still talking about his bad day. I'm talking one of the worst bad days. And the music is like, And then he's like, Sing Song Boy is taking me to the vet today. Big Nate. Who writes these things anyways? I'd like to know, like, who gets to write the Snoopy comics? Who's been blessed with such an honor? It says by Schultz. So are they just recycling old comics? Do they write new ones? And if so, who gets to do that? That's all I'm wondering. Alexa, volume 5. Cheers. Having some coffee. What are you doing? Wouldn't that be great? That'd be awesome. It's really good coffee. La 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 la. Alexa, volume 2. So yeah, anyways, I really hope that the proper authorities here in Augusta, Maine do what they're supposed to do to address the facts and concerns here. Yeah, my name's Mary. My youngest 2 children. Right through that door right there. Yeah, Michael Scott Garand is the abuser. He beat him up in the tub, his own son. He got taken from him. My oldest 2 boys, yeah, they're on this side with me. Hold on. One's in there sleeping. There's my room. And my oldest son, James, is in there sleeping. Yeah, I'm in the middle. I'm right in between them. So yeah, my oldest 2 are on this side with me. Mom and Dad are sleeping through those doors over there. My youngest 2 are through this door. I know Dad likes to keep all his stuff piled up. He's done this since we were kids. Mom used to yell at him because he'd keep it piled up in the stairs and we'd trip over it all the time. I know. It's, people get addicted, I think, to being a pest. Anyways, yeah, my youngest 2 are on that side. Sick fuck Michael Scott Garand, born 6/22/1984, tried to kill me, set up some of our police officers. I know people get confused because they think they're part of the drug investigations and getting the dangerous cartel family. Non-vaxxer, bully, shoplifter.
Fly knows you're not just taking pictures. You're preserving your story. And for over 25 years,
whatever it
here
is,
to help you share it.
we appreciate those things and everybody's doing a great job, for real. So sometimes, some investigators, sometimes police officers, state workers, a lot of nasty shit going on. So anyways, we've been horrified. By 2013, we were beyond fed up and the abuse was already beyond unspeakable. So hopefully the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these children. The child and animal pornography that they feed out to the activist groups, feeders, chasers, investigators. We've been having a grand old time, really, when you go back to 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, and the hazing and the tating, and all the investigations and cheating scams. Really fucking sick what people have been doing and ignoring and going along with. I know it's been very entertaining in the watchdog groups, yeah. I know, we tried telling them. They don't want to listen. Yeah, to each their own. As you can see, a lot of those people, they're not doing anything wrong. They're the cool kids on the block, man. They're just doing psychedelics and choking each other out. It's all good, man. Yeah, they're not doing anything wrong. To each their own. People act at their own will. So yeah, these are those situations where you have a lot of sick fucks. People that fuck each other over. Will throw people under the bus. They're slicing each other's throats. They don't care about their own fucking kids, dude. Okay, so we were put on the programs in the year 2000 when we were 18 for a reason. Right, so we're very well versed with a lot of the sick shit that goes on within the state departments and using the cartel investigations and all that, getting the bully. Right, so how fucking sick and disgusting and disturbing what these people have been doing. We'd rather not even acknowledge it or talk about it. It's something you just rather ignore. You kind of point it out. Take note. Right, you don't want to acknowledge it too much. You don't want to give that kind of yuck, nastiness, any kind of acknowledgement or attention. Right, Dr. Phil? I know, they might wind up on a billboard rapping a song, and you don't want to get embarrassed again by one of those fucking unruly little brats that are mean to their mother. Right, that was right around the time of the Salvia promoting, right? 2007 and 8. Take a look. It's not that hard to fucking see. And then how many years later? What about 7 or 8 years later, Shelley Duvall's on his show. Robin Williams is still alive. He's shape-shifting and aliens put chips in my legs. And then Norm Macdonald dies. They tell him he needed stem cells. Or did he want them? And they said, just tell me I have a disease so I can use that as an excuse to get the stem cells to live forever. Right, I mean, who the fuck knows really what goes on in these worlds, right? I know, we try to tell you point blank. We're very aware. Right, so that was also around the time they got Bill Burr going with the transgender stuff. Look it up. Look it the fuck up. Pit bulls, blueberries, psycho girlfriends, shoot them in the face! Transgender making out right in front of you, man. 2 guys with a beard. Ah! Get it away. I know, when you see the lines of operation, it's not that fucking hard to put together, and then people want to play fucking stupid and collect. And, oh, such a victim, and you're being targeted, and you work so hard for your career. Psychos. Fucking psychos. Anyways, hopefully the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these children. Can you hear the birds? Listen to them out there. It is really nice morning. Feel that nice cool air coming in. Yeah, so I'm going to shake some of that off. We're going to do some stretches and breath work, probably color a little bit more, do a little bit more reading, and we're going to do the word of the day. I know some of you are waiting for the word of the day. It's coming. I'm waiting for the word of the day from you. When's that coming? Usually you have it up by 2 a.m. I'm a little bit worried. What? I blinked? Oh man. I know if you blink you miss it sometimes, huh? Will you repost it for me? Okay, thank you. Alright, we'll catch y'all in a little bit. Anybody have any other questions, comments, or concerns or suggestions as to how we can help our children in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles and get these facts reported on as to how these punks have gotten away with it? These kids usually get abused till they die, just so you know. We're dead mothers. We were at peace and acceptance years ago. That's how we managed to be in this without completely losing our fucking minds and taking their heads off as we should. I know a lot of people suggest that, but we're nonviolent. And because we've been doing this for so long and we're very aware of these cases and the networks it's connected to all around the world, it's pretty extensive when you think about it, yeah? I mean, talking about Hamas and Ukraine, Wuhan, Iran, IRGC, FTC, wannabes. What the fuck? People are fucked, dude. They're really fucked. Right, so the facts are the facts, and they need to be reported on. These kids have already been abused in unspeakable ways, and the child and animal pornography has already been fed out to a lot of the investigators and feeders and chasers, all the way to Florida and Texas, California, Pakistan, and everything. I know, it goes back and forth. Remember, like, back in the day around 9/11? I know, see, they make it look like it's coming from Pakistan, India. It looks Chinese or Russian sometimes, huh? They beating the women in the burqas? I know, and then they send forces over there
We had to arrest some of those people for going over there to get revenge for stuff happening in these videos that they were told was happening over there, which is really happening here. And then the towers got hit by some fucking druggies who happened to be from the Middle East. We had, you know, a lot of them here already. I know, and some of them are autistic. And they get drugged up just like they do the other people. Put a gun in their hand, get the cops there. Oh, another rookie cop shot and ambushed on a domestic call. What do you know? How do they do that? I know, we've been telling them and showing them for years, over and over and over again. And people are just like, tweet, 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 tweet. Keep an eye on the psycho, schizo, it hears voices. Her parents are very concerned. They're psychotic. So 2017, that was beyond fucking sickening. And then when we were trying to get our daughter to a doctor, and they're calling the ghost hunters. Okay, it's a big, big, big fucking reason why we took the trip to Canada. And then when you understand the people in Canada, the ones in Pakistan, Turkey, California, Texas, Florida, New York, and you start connecting the dots with these networks, they get a lot of innocent people killed with their little fuckery and in between games. I know, from Jay Leno chins to micro penises, you gotta see through it. You have to fucking see through it, dude. 'Cause that's true too, right? Regardless of how fucking crazy we are, even if we were the worst fucking serial killers in the world, no matter how fucking evil and crazy we are, okay? They're still fucking the kids. I know, I love how these psychos love to freaking think they can get away with anything. Traffic stops, anything, and it's always, they're smoking crack up the road. You should be getting murderers. I have a clean record. Shut the fuck up. Nasty fucking people, man. Yeah, so no matter how evil we are, regardless of who's fucking the kids up the road, who's murdering someone up the road, who's trafficking drugs, doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. We're exposing child and animal pornography that these sick fucking punks have been getting away with for years. I mean, I remember even before some of you were born, yeah? Remember back in the 90s, those sick fucks. Well, see, some of those photographers were connected to the Oprah show. And then when you look at the child molester who lived with us, he was dating my sister who was modeling. She's like 16. They were okay with it. They were boyfriend and girlfriend. He was a nice guy. He took us to the planetarium and taught me how to breathe through my fucking nose. God damn it. He even taught me how to break boards with my head. I thought that was cool. Okay, he didn't necessarily teach me how to do it. He showed me he could do it. I got to practice with some styrofoam. Yeah, I know, and I did try on my own one time. It fucking hurt, man. I did. They made it look so easy, you know. I replaced that styrofoam and I can do this. I did. My head went down and it was like, I kept it down. I didn't want them to know I hurt myself either. Because I didn't want to get in trouble. We're not really talking about that. Anyways, but that did happen. Oh yeah, he seemed like a nice guy. He ended up going to prison for like 10 years, yeah. I was more concerned about the photographers from the Oprah show. And they had put her picture, yeah, on the Oprah show. They had flashed about thousands of girls' pictures, the up-and-coming. So think of these girls, these photographers are going around to all these rural communities. I know, and then you had people, I think, trying to tell Oprah, you really think that's a good idea? I think they realized it. And then all of a sudden it was like, Jenny Craig, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. No, look at it. Fucking look at it, dude. The meat industry, the Amish, grow factories, same rural areas, Oprah. I know, they never want to look at it. Has nothing, see how it has nothing to do with Oprah? She's not fucking the kids. Right. See how the photographers and scouters and people who go around looking for the Honey Boo Boos and the John Bonotes and the psycho moms? Dude, these guys too, when you listen to a lot of them, they're like, can you believe how they're letting us take pictures of their daughters like this? Holy fuck. We could fuck these girls and they probably would be okay with it. Yep. Anyways, I know, so when you actually understand what the fuck's going on here and how long we've been dealing with this shit, unfucking believable. We were put on the programs when we were 18 for a reason, and then when you look at the fundraising companies we were working for and the other sales and marketing goons, they all got shut down too, didn't they? Yeah, we were left for dead in the woods. We deserved it. It's okay. We wanted to be there. We're not trying to get anyone in trouble for anything or claiming any victimhood. We're just explaining to people what the fuck happened, so they understand the connections and how that works. Yeah, it uncovered a lot of stuff with the snuff industry and those same traveling bands. I know these days I think they spend their time going around just handing out pamphlets, trying to find missing people, you know. Congratulations, everybody. Total exposure. Now what? Now what? How are you going to help the fucking kids? Okay, so my name's Mary. We're at the Governor Hill Mansion in Augusta, Maine, in case you missed it the first time. So my youngest two children are right through that fucking door right there in the hands of sick fucking punks. Tried to set up our police officers, tried to kill me. When we told them they weren't going to get away with it in 2012, the dog's leg blew up. He beat up his little boy in the tub. That mother, thank goodness, wasn't surrounded by psychotic fucking pill-popping druggies. And they took his ass to court and got full custody. So why does this sick fuck have custody of my youngest two, whom they vaccinated behind my back? Right around that time, these fucking cunts in the State Department, they were so gung-ho on targeting us. They had been saying we were bad parents, we're going to bring back measles. So here we're dealing with all this other bullshit and getting targeted by these fucking punks and these hazers and taters and the shit my sisters were involved with. Both of those fucking cunts have moved away. Good decision. To you other three, 1, 2, 3, I'd seriously pack your shit and get the fuck out of here. For real. Seriously. It's a friendly suggestion. No, for real, pack your shit and get the fuck out. I'm telling you right now, you're on a list, and it's not good. These radicals that come from all over the world, as you can see, people don't take too kindly to people that fuck little kids. And this child and animal pornography getting fed out, that's been getting a lot of people killed. People are connecting the dots. So we can keep playing the watch game and see who's going to try to take who out. For whatever force is listening, whether you're the president or law enforcement, local, near or far, anybody, you investigators, all you feeders and chasers trying to get the watchers and producers, we got producers right here with the custody of young children. Okay, and we see those kids get killed all the time in murder, suicides. So is it best that we don't say anything and we just keep letting them get tortured and fucked so they don't get murdered? I know, how fucked up is that? Has their mother, believe me, we have to disassociate. I know, thank goodness that we have a lot of strength and good people that we work with from all around the world, so we're able to do that. And not resort to violence, because believe me, a lot of people in these situations do snap and take those motherfuckers' heads off. I know, and then the networks don't get exposed. They actually appreciate it. Nothing to see there, good. We can keep making our sunglasses and meatballs and getting that residual income. Oh boy. Those little fucking brats deserved it anyways. It was just druggies. It was just the kids of druggies. It's okay. Happens all the time. I know, to the point where it's so fucking normalized to these sick fucks. Botoxed fucking nasty cunts. Yeah, so hopefully the proper authorities do what they're supposed to do to help these children. Any other questions, comments, or concerns? You're welcome. Yeah. Mwah. Thank you. I love you too. Yeah, we're going to do some stretches and breathing. Oh, you're welcome. Yes, word of the day coming up. I'm waiting for yours. You usually put yours in it too. You want me to do mine first? All right. I love a word of the day game. It's my favorite. Oh, it's going too fast.
I got an open mind, like a golden job. You try to go for points, I try to go for style. I do my city pride, I try to keep it wild. Ichiban, wicked one, Okinawa live. I drink Guinnesses and go to dinner with my nemesis. Have a couple laughs while they plot how to finish this. Interested on how to get up on a wizard list. Senseless, you sense I'm the sensei apprentices. Oh, I'm the salt up in the cut. Oh, you trying to play but us? Like a DJ turning stuff. Who you trying to f? We all know that shit's on us, yeah.
Harry fucking Henderson.